to another episode of Beyond Loss, Loving Life with Karen Chaston. I'm Karen Chaston, and it's great to have you here, as always, on Monday and Thursdays at this time for 30 minutes. I love coming here. What I love even more, is the preparing. What am I going to talk about today? What's my guidance? And as always, I choose a card from these beautiful Marcia Quinton channeled spiritual guidance cards. So welcome. Let me know where you're from. As always, hi Kylie, nice to see you here. So what is the guidance that is for all of us today that we're going to receive this channel guidance one? And it's whether you are watching live or whether you are watching the replay, this card is for you today. And let me see. Yep, from Queensland. Great to see you. I'm on the Gold Coast. Where are you, Kylie? Great to have you here. And today we have stopped at this card. Oh, isn't she beautiful? So that is a medicine woman. Card number 52. Beautiful medicine woman. So what are we going to read it? Hi, Marie. Hi, Jimboomba, I should say. Jimbaroo. That's funny. Hi, Tracy. Yep, I know Tracy. Great to see you from Northern New South Wales. Hopefully you can come visit in Queensland soon. Medicine woman. So what has she got to tell us today? A gentle healer has touched your pathway. Yahoo! I feel we all require a little bit of medicine and some different sort of medicine than what's been recommended at the moment. She will call down the thunder from heaven and build bridges to awaken you and to renew your strength that flourishes within your soul. She will break down barriers and build new boundaries that creates new journeys. She is a powerful force and walks by your side. Isn't she beautiful? She's opened her heart and allowed this mystical healing to reach out and meet your needs at this time. Can you hear her calling the Great Spirit to your path to heal and nurture your wounds that you have suffered from in your life? Awaken to the sound of her drum. This is the heartbeat of all creation. Feel it beating within your own. Oh my God, how amazing is that? I so feel this is exactly what we all require at this time. Can you hear her calling the Great Spirit to your path to heal and nurture your wounds that you have suffered from in your life? So aligned with everything that I'm going to talk about. Hi, Marik. I assume that's how you pronounce your name, from Golden Bay in Western Australia. Hi, Kate. I love a card if possible. Okay. Kate, I don't do cards. I do a group card and that's it. I'm here to help people to move beyond loss and to any kind of loss and create their better everyday life. That's what it's about. And Tracy, I agree. It was a beautiful card. I don't even know where it's gone now. Went to the bottom of the pack. So, yes, it is a beautiful card. And great, Kate. Hang around if you can. Totally understand if you don't want to, though. No hard feelings. So today, as always, I like to take you on a different journey, a journey of understanding all the loss events in your life, to understand how you can heal, to understand the message and the gift and the lesson that they have all brought to you, to assist you to know that nothing happens in your life. Everything happens for you, not to you. And I know that's a really not easy situation, awareness to embrace into your life. But believe me, when you understand that and really embrace it and feel into it and live your life knowing that nothing happens to you, it happens for you, it really does make life a lot easier. So as always, I'm going to bring up my trusty little slides. Right, cool nose. Kate, just saw when jumped on you doing a card. I will listen in for 10 minutes as have a class to run. Good on you, Kate. And Shimon, happen for you, not to you. I like that. And I do like it too. Everything is for you, not to you. Right. So let's get started as always. So for all of you who have not seen me before, I believe, actually I know, that life is a journey from love to loss. It's an infinite journey where we will go from love to loss and then back to love. But so often we get stuck in the loss that we don't know how to get back to love. And that's what I love to assist people to do. And believe me, I've had many loss events in my life, as we all have. Then how could we not when we know that there are over 40 different loss events that can affect all of our lives? So have a look at this list. You know, when I first read that many years ago, I was like, really? Is there that many? And I went looking for a list, and I've added to that list since then. And it's quite incredible when you start to look at the list, and, you know, and people, I've show this all the time. And I think the most I've had is a lady who commented, I'm 40 and I've had 21 of those loss events in my life. And loss is change. And loss, it's really good to us to understand that even though loss is really, really hard, it's about us understanding that we're not going to be the person that we were before that loss event moving forward. And I guess that's something that this pandemic that we've had for nearly 2 years now has really brought to the highlight, that in that process of, I guess, becoming the butterfly after that loss, like coming out of that cocoon that we tend to go into when loss comes, that we can then, once we can't learn to fly and escape from, you know, where we were in that cocoon, that we start to realize that we can fly. We can become that person who we came here to be. And, you know, sometimes we require that chaos. We require that hard, not so easy times on what to do. So today, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about the things that actually stop us from moving forward. You know, my last 5 shows, we went up the staircase of the gift of loss. And, you know, you can go back and you can have a look at them on this platform. The last 5 episodes are on my YouTube or even on my website, the Chaston Center. But the thing is that you really, really, what stops us from actually taking that first step onto that staircase? Because there are so many people that just sort of stand back and they deep dive into our old age beliefs and our cliches about give it time, you know, just keep busy, everything will be all right. But it's not about that. And because we have a lack of loss intelligence throughout the world, which means we don't know what to do when loss comes to visit, I believe that we have created a world where we don't have to deal with it. We can just shove it down and shove it down and shove it down through whatever means that we want to do. So today I'm going to deep dive into 3 ways that you can move forward after any kind of loss. So are you ready? Any questions? Just type them up as you come along. Because this is interactive. Okay, I can't hear you, but I can certainly read what you have to say. So please, love it when participation. So the first thing that we do when loss comes to visit is we go into avoidance. We have created a world of avoidance. Yes, we have. Food, alcohol, drugs, anger, busy. You know, what's most people's answer? How are you? Oh, I'm busy. You know, my response is always, doing what? What are you so busy doing? And, you know, they never have an answer. Oh, I'm just busy, just doing stuff. We're busy because we're avoiding. We're avoiding doing that deep dive into us because it's painful. But do you know what the beauty thing is? The more you do the deep dive, the easier it gets and the less amount of time that you're feeling that way because you've found the answers, the lessons, the gift on what you are meant to receive from the universe, from your inner guidance, from your higher self, from your past loved ones. You know, why do people come on here and, you know, give me a card, give me a reading, do all these sort of things? Because we're looking for answers. But the answer comes from when we do that deep dive within us. You are the master you are seeking. And the more that you deep dive into you, the more that you understand that, the more that you'll start to trust your intuition. I have an amazing friend who, who has explained to me, she's my spiritual advisor. We have three brains: our mind, our heart, and of course, our gut, right? And it really is, the mind, body, soul. It is that mind, body, soul. So it's about you understanding and trusting your thing. So what other avoidance tactics have we created in the world? Shopping. They even call it retail therapy. How often that's the greatest avoidance thing you can do is, I need more stuff. I need to detract myself. I need that 15 minutes or 15 seconds, I should say, 15 seconds of enjoyment of bringing it home and showing everyone, and then putting it aside and looking at it every now and then, but less and less and less as time goes on. And then, of course, I've got to go buy some more stuff. We've created a world where we're full of stuff. The tips are full of all of our previous things that we required. Social media, Netflix, avoidance, 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 avoidance. So that's what we do. It stops us from taking that first step to heal after any kind of loss, to take that first step in going, where am I? What does this mean for me now? What does it mean for me moving forward? How can I become that person I've always wanted to be, the person I came here to be? They're the sort of things that are really, really important. They're the reason why this loss came into your life. It's a pivotal moment in your life to assist you to go, we're finished being that person now. We're now going to become this person because we've lost whatever this was, person, place, thing. And now we're going to live life without that person or place or thing. So it's really important for us to understand that our avoidance tactics are stopping us from living and loving our life. And then, of course, once we go from avoidance, we could actually come into being passive. So we're not avoiding life, but we're not living and loving life anyway. We're sort of like starting to look at our avoidance tactics and starting to go, I do want a little bit more, but I'm not really ready to take that step outside. I'm not really ready to do that deep dive into me, but I'm starting to understand that I'm sort of getting ready and I'm tinkering. I've got my foot up in the air. I'm just not ready to plant my foot down onto that first step. And I'm letting people, say things to me, and I'm sort of listening, but, or I'm following their advice. And a lot of the time it's conflicting advice. So I'm even more lost, but I am looking. Like I have started to be more passive. I'm not totally in avoidance anymore. I'm not using my unhealthy habits in avoidance. And you know what? We've all done it. And, it's time we all just were honest with ourselves. We've all avoided, my God, when Dan passed away over 10 years ago, my son, my 27-year-old son, I went into total avoidance. I did it all. Went straight back to work the day after his funeral. I ate more, I drank more, I worked even more. I was angry at the world. I was not looking after myself in any way. I just was, this is what you do. You just get on with life, you keep busy, and you just give it time and everything will be all right. But everything's not all right because you didn't receive the lessons, the gift from the reason why that loss happened. I truly believe that Dan's passing was planned so that I could be and what I'm doing now, do what I'm doing now. CFO of a publicly listed company, beyond loss life coach. Couldn't be any further apart. But I had to walk those steps. I had to walk the steps where I did it the hard way, the really, really hard way, so that I could find the easier way for everyone else, because I truly believe that life is meant to be easy. We've made it all so complicated. so complicated that it doesn't have to be that way. We seriously can move beyond any kind of loss and get onto that infinity loop where we're moving quickly back into love. Who wants to spend their life in loss? No one. Receive the lessons, back to love. Yeah, baby. Another time goes on, another loss event. Receive the lessons quicker, quicker, quicker. Once you know that 5-step process, it doesn't have to take a long time. Time doesn't even come into the equation. It's when you choose to do it. Get out of avoidance, get out of being passive, and then you move into being active. Now, looks like a traffic light, doesn't it? Where are you on your traffic light scale? Where do you feel in all of your losses, the things that have happened? Where do you feel you are now? Thank you, Tracy, for saying that. And it's not easy, but you know what? There's no hierarchy in loss. A loss of a child doesn't trump a divorce or a job loss. Loss is loss. And we're all so, into where we are at that time, and it all affects us in different ways. And believe me, no loss is easy, but when you know the way to move forward, whether you're on, the stop, go, or get ready to stop, this is where it is. And this is what I love, because when you are in avoidance, you put your life on hold. You really are. You are suffering in silence. You're affecting your health, your quality of life, and your relationships. You think about how, whether it's you or a loved one or a friend, whoever it is, how when you are in avoidance or they're in avoidance, you just can't hang around them. You will lose your relationships. And it's really important for people to understand that you're not moving forward when you're in avoidance. It's about getting into active. And when you are in active, that's the people who I meet. That's the people who I worked with. And everyone has a different time frame on when they want to come open. So, Tracy, I'm going to read your thing. It does crack you open. It did for me to find who I truly am now. And Tracy, my 23-year-old daughter left this world early 6 years ago now. I have learned so much. Oh, Tracy, and I'm sure your beautiful daughter is with you now. And, time doesn't make a difference. Dan's been passed for 10 years and your daughter for 6 years. And it's about knowing that they are with you. Dan shows me signs every day that he's with me. And I say all the time, I spend more time with Dan than I do with his siblings who are on this earth. And they show you signs. And so does my dad, who's also over there. My dad sends me feathers. And whenever I'm walking with my beautiful dog, I see so many feathers, and I just look at a feather. Sometimes I'll pick them up, sometimes I won't. But I'll always say, "Hi, Dad, what's your message for me today?" And it's amazing the messages that they do come to you, and that they can come to you in so many different ways. I love watching shows. I will get so many messages from watching shows. I'll get so many messages in the shower. And the shower is an amazing place to get messages from anyone. And, you get past the fact that you're naked. But what it is it's the water washing over you, and it's the flow of the water that sort of puts you into a really good spot where you are more open, more receptive. And water is obviously an element of earth, so it grounds you as well as it washes all over you. And it does keep you open to, I guess, open up your mind to your spiritual connection. But it's never going to happen if you are vibrating at a lower level. I think shame is the lowest at 20, and it comes up. And, you want to vibrate around 250, which is neutrality. And as you get higher and into love and joy and happiness and fulfillment, you end up, at the 450, 500, 1,000's enlightenment. But it's understanding of where you are. Now, you are going to go up and down. We are humans we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So our emotions will go up and down. And, in the world that we live in at the moment, probably our emotions are going even more up and down and all around. But the thing is that when you understand, your vibrational connections to your loved ones, you really do start to know that when we pass, we just go on to our next adventure. And it's really sad for the people who are left behind. But for us, we're off there, catching up with our past loved ones, having a life review, having a welcome party, and a welcome home party. Doesn't that just sound amazing? A welcome home party. And not that I'm in a hurry to have that, but it's so comforting to know that that's what happens when we move on to our next adventure. And the more that we understand that, the easier life becomes, because it helps us to get into our active phase. So, yeah. Oh, thanks, Maria. Nice to see you here. That's okay. Anytime. You can always watch the replay, but great to see you here, Maria. And hi, Kerry. Nice to see you too. And as Tracy has just said, what I'm talking about is the love the signs. They haven't gone anywhere. And it is so true. If you've seen my lives before, you would have heard me talk about the three aspects of every relationship. There's a physical, which is, all encompassing of the things we do, the things we say, where we go, the way we touch each other. And then, of course, there's the emotional side, which is all encompassing of all of our feelings, the good, the bad, the glad, and the sad. And then there's the spiritual component, which is the intangible. We know that we're connected to this person, place, or thing. We're just not sure why we are so connected to it. And when loss comes in any form, whether they're in this realm or beyond, is the physical relationship ends. That's all that ends. The emotional and the spiritual will live on forever. And it's when we understand that and we deep dive into those emotions, which is what all of my gift of lost steps, the 5-step process, is all about. It's a loving way for us to deep dive into the emotions, to grab the lessons, to grab the gifts, to have the understanding so we can move forward. We're on a spiritual journey. We are here for spiritual lessons. And the more that we get our spiritual lessons, the easier life becomes. Like, how amazing is that? But it is about us getting into being active. When we're in avoidance, we are never, ever going to take that first step to heal from what has happened in our life. And when you look around the world, we've all got very, very good at avoidance. $1 trillion industries from avoidance. So now is the time for us to jump into get the green light happening and come in to be active, to actively move beyond any kind of loss. So any questions? Hello, Jenny from New Zealand. Nice to see you here. So any questions about our coping strategies, because that's what these are called. And most people are not even aware of their coping strategies. Some people say, oh, I'm not very resilient. And it's like, no, it's because you're in avoidance. Resilience is a learned skill. Once you're aware that, you have created all of these avoidance tactics, then you can actually go, oh, well, sure, I can be resilient. I know what to do. And this is our issue, is our lack of loss intelligence. It's, we don't have the education on how to easily move beyond loss. And that's why I'm pretty sure I'm doing what I'm doing now. And I'm pretty sure that's why Dan passed. So to assist me to wake up and to get out of my Groundhog Day days, resilience, exactly. Resilience is a learned skill, and we all can do it. Get out of avoidance, get out of the red and into the green, and go. That is the beautiful thing about this. So that is what when we understand our coping strategies or lack of coping strategies, then we are ready to take that first step on the gift of loss. And as I said at the beginning of this, my last 5 shows where we went through each step. And in a couple of weeks, we'll start to go through it again. But at the moment, this is where we're at, right? We're just looking at our avoidance strategies. And next week, we will deep dive into some other things that stop us from really becoming the person who we came here to be. And Tracy, of course he did. Same with Kimberly. Oh, Kimberly, what a beautiful name. That is my daughter's name. Kimberly, spelt that way as well, E-Y, L-E-Y. Now, most people may or may not be aware. My daughter, I had when I was 16 and I adopted her out, and she's in my life. And I'm so grateful she's in my life. She's been in my life for the past 20 years. Been a very up and down relationship, but we're in a really good spot now. And what a beautiful name that you have given to your daughter. Yep, God did take him to set us straight. And one thing I love about Dan is the guidance that he gives me from beyond. And he literally gives me all of my books. And my book, which was released a little while ago, has now become an international bestseller. And I highly recommend that if you go to this thing, you can now buy it on Kindle or also on you can buy it on Kindle and also as a paperback. I have the paperback here. Yay! Finally, I received this and it's so exciting. So I've just posted the link in there. Let me get out of here and come over here. So it's so exciting to actually be able to touch the book, and 320 pages, 58,000 words of how you can move beyond any kind of loss. It's like so many stories in there, so many, we deep dive into a lot of the 40 different loss events. We talk about the gift of loss 5-step process. So I highly recommend it. It's a great read and it's a great gift, obviously. So if you go to that link that I've just posted below, you can certainly receive this before Christmas. Great gift for anyone. So there goes my desk. Marik. Right. I haven't got long. Yeah, okay. I lost my middle son at 10. I believe he came to teach my family and I the day. And let me just bring this up. I'm going to show this here. Rightio. I lost my son at 10. I believe he came to teach my family and I. The day he passed, the song All You Need Is Loved kept going over and over in my mind. He was hospitalized a lot in his short life. I was his carer. So I decided to give back and learn nursing. Oh, Marie, that is so beautiful. Back to school I went. I'm now working as a clinical nurse and giving back all my learning so far. I'm so grateful for my journey so far. I had a lot of loss. It's not made me harder, just more wise. Oh, Marik, that is so beautiful. And thank you for sharing that with everyone today. And you are so right. So often our children come into our lives for a short time. I was speaking to a lady the other day. She lost her daughter at Brooklyn was her name. And she was only 21 weeks pregnant and she lost her daughter. She was stillborn. And she's, and she was so lost. And I said, the daughter came to you for a little while to assist you to, be pregnant, to feel what it's like. And so often they don't come into this world because that wasn't what their journey was. Their journey was to assist you to be able to move beyond this, to learn to love more. And Marie, that's so beautiful. Now, as order, I'm just about out of time. So as always, you can, anyone wants to contact me, I'm just typing in my email address. And let me just make sure it's right. Nope, got to spell it right. So Karen at karenchaston.com.au. Just reach out anytime. Happy to have a 15, 20-minute chat to assist you with any kind of loss that you may be experiencing in your life or for a friend. Just at the subject line of the email, I just request that you type where you met me so I know exactly what's been, how we connected. So, as always, I am going to bid you farewell. I'll see you here again on Thursday, same time, 11 a.m. Queensland for 30 minutes. Love these 30-minute spots. I just think it just makes it tighter and just so much more fun. So, as always, make each day meaningful, memorable, and magical. Bye for now.